Alright, so we're gonna spin the wheel and I'm going to talk about whatever state it lands on. Heck. Hello and welcome. Today we will talk about North Dakota, a state that many people will call bland and dry. But today I will prove them wrong. I will show you a hidden world that resides in the American North that is actually really neat. Of course, the first people in North Dakota were the Native Americans, but then French Canadian explorers came. I read the entire Wikipedia page on the history of North Dakota, and it's just really not all that interesting. I'll spare you the details by summing it up, because you don't really need to know what it was then, because you want to know what it is now. What's really important is that the Dakota Territory was split into a couple pieces, and this northeastern part is North Dakota because it's north, hence the name North Dakota. The geography of North Dakota can easily be divided into three regions: the Red River Valley, the Missouri Plateau and Drift Prairie, and the Great Plains. The Red River Valley is located in the east and makes up the border with Minnesota. It is very fertile land, which is awful fortunate because North Dakota is really into farming, but more on that in a second. The other thing is, in the very northeasternmost corner of the state, this valley contains North Dakota's lowest point at Pembina, which is 750 feet above sea level. The Missouri Plateau and Drift Prairie are west of the Red River Valley. This area is high above the Red River and is scattered with lakes, streams, and rolling hills. This area floods annually due to heavy snowfall nearby. But isn't that just cool? It floods. And finally, we have the Great Plains that covers about half of the entire state. This is just hilly, rich land that is great for farming and helps to make up the breadbasket of America. Now, I did say that there were only three regions, but I did not mention that there's actually a secret fourth region of North Dakota. This region is called the Badlands, which sounds pretty cool, and that's because it is. The Badlands are bad for farming, but they are cool in another way. Located in the southwestern part of the state, it is a bunch of exposed stone and clay that has been shaped into amazing formations with many amazing colors. The highest point of North Dakota actually exists in the Badlands. It's a mountain called White Butte, and it stands 3,506 feet above sea level. The biggest cities in North Dakota are Fargo, the capital at Bismarck, and Grand Forks. Pretty nice cities, not gonna lie. Fargo houses a population of around 128,000 people. It was originally named Centralia, but William Fargo built the Northern Pacific Railroad going through the place, and it began to flourish, and for a time was considered the gateway to the West. This is the same William Fargo that brought us Wells Fargo. What a guy. Bismarck, the capital city, gets its name from Otto von Bismarck. It was originally named Edwinton, but was changed in order to honor the German chancellor in hopes of getting the German people's support for the previously mentioned railroad that has helped the cities out so much. Around 72,000 people call Bismarck home, and the tallest building in North Dakota is the state capitol building, which stands in Bismarck at 241 feet tall. Grand Forks has a population of about 57,000 people, and the city was named for its location at the fork of the Red River and as a twin city of East Grand Forks over in Minnesota. But Grand Forks is much larger than East Grand Forks. I don't want to bore you too much with climate, so I'll keep it brief. North Dakota has cold winters and hot summers, which is typical of a continental climate, but it is prone to the occasional drought. Bison are North America's largest native land mammal, and they used to roam all over North Dakota until the population was decimated by market hunting. They still live in North Dakota, but in protected areas like Theodore Roosevelt's National Park. Bison can live up to be 20 years old and can grow up to 2 1,000 pounds. Wow, that's heavier than an entire gallon of water. They can also run up to 35 miles per hour. Now that's faster than Usain Bolt's top speed of 26. Theodore Roosevelt once went hunting for bison in North Dakota, and after a couple years, he returned to New York as a conservationist and helped form the American Bison Society, which helped save the species. Thanks, Theodore Roosevelt. More on him later. Of course, bison are not the only animal that lives in North Dakota. There is a far more abundant animal, and that is the cow. In North Dakota, cows outnumber humans about 2 to 1. Holy cow. North Dakota has a population of about 755,000 people. The average age of a North Dakotan is 35. Men outnumber women 51 to 49%. The population is 88% white, with the next largest groups being Native Americans at 5%, African Americans at 2%, and Asians at around 1%. These values are rounded, of course. The state is 77% Christian, 3% non-Christian, and 20% of the people have no affiliation with any religion. The people of North Dakota are mostly Republican, and the most popular names in North Dakota is Ethan for males and Emma for females. North Dakota is a fan of E names. In the 19th century, a lot of Germans living in Russia immigrated to North Dakota. So there's that. People of German descent make up 44% of the population, and German is the second most spoken language in North Dakota behind English. Agriculture is the state's leading industry. North Dakota leads the nation with production of barley and sunflower seeds. Despite this, wheat is the leading farm product, and only Kansas produces more than North Dakota. Wheat is produced in every county of North Dakota and covers 9 million acres, or about a quarter of North Dakota's land. That's a lot of land, and even more wheat. The combine harvester is a common sight in North Dakota because it can quickly harvest all of that vast farmland. The combine harvester is an important labor-saving invention, and because of all the work it can do, way less people have to become farmers than in the past. This long tractor gets a long thumbs up. North Dakota also creates a lot of fuel. North Dakota once produced a lot of oil, but most of the rigs have shut down since the year 2014. North Dakota has one of the largest lignite coal deposits in the entire world. This is used to create synthetic natural gas and is the nation's only producer of synthetic natural gas. North Dakota is ninth in the nation for coal production that isn't made into gas, and it makes up 3% of the nation's coal. Perhaps the most important energy coming from North Dakota is clean energy, with wind, bioenergy, and ethanol power being very big in North Dakota. 97% of the population feel that clean energy is important. Tourism is actually North Dakota's third largest industry, despite there being no real touristy attractions. Most of it is outdoor activities and nature. I guess it just proves there's still much to do off of the beaten path. Let's travel back to the capital city now, shall we? The Guinness World Record for most snow angels in one place happened in Bismarck, North Dakota in 2007. The official number? 8,962 snow angels. Commissioned in 1959, the world's largest buffalo monument is located in Jamestown, North Dakota, overlooking the city. Maybe I was wrong earlier when I said there were no real touristy attractions. This should top everyone's list. The buffalo is 26 feet tall and 46 feet long and is very detailed and anatomically correct. For many years, the graduating class of Jamestown High School would paint the genitalia of the buffalo the school colors of blue and white. If you thought the buffalo was cool, you will certainly love this. The largest man-made turtle was built in Dunseith, North Dakota in 1982 and is welded together from steel wheel rims. Just the head of the turtle weighs over a ton, but if it's built on a pivot, so if you're really strong, you can make its head bob. Pretty epic. In New Salem County, North Dakota, there stands a 38-foot-high, 50-foot-long fiberglass statue of a Holstein cow known as Salem Sue. It was built in 1974 to honor the local dairy farming industry. She looks over the fields and dairy farming. Every state has its thing, and I guess giant animal statues are just North Dakota's thing. American rapper Wiz Khalifa is actually from Minot, North Dakota, though he does not spend much time in the state. While you're there, do not forget to skirt and hit the dab. Teddy Roosevelt once said, "I would never have been president if it had not been for my experiences in North Dakota, so if nothing else, thank the state for that." I hope you can see now that North Dakota still has much to offer, and all of that is just the tip of the iceberg. But despite it being red on this map, I would never go as far to say that North Dakota is best Dakota because South Dakota still exists. But I would definitely say that North Dakota is worth a visit.